3. All right, everyone, welcome to Aggie-Sama's very first episode of our revived podcast. This is SamaCast, episode 1. I know y'all were probably here for our test stream and just testing things out to make sure everything works. It was like, what, 2 weeks ago?
That was a couple weeks.
Something like that. But now we're actually prepared. We're here. And let's present our host for today.
Hello once again, idiots. I am back.
Fortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. We're also joined by Mark today.
Woo.
Hi, Mark.
Howdy.
I'm so excited to be here, man.
I'm so excited. I'm the most pumped you could be.
Yeah, I mean, you get to sit here for like, what, hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and then just go run your meeting immediately after?
Pretty much. I brought all my stuff for it.
Yeah, bro, you get to sit here and talk about anime and then go watch anime for a little bit just to talk about it some more.
All right.
So I know we had a little bit of a kicker for today's stream, just to, give us a little bit of something to talk about first.
We did, in fact.
Some of y'all may have, I know every single one of you has seen the announcement put out there because I get a funny little warning saying I'm about to ping roughly 2,000 people whenever I send out an everyone ping, and I click that yes button with a smile on my face every single time. So I know you've seen it, but not many of you seem to actually care. We got a few interesting little submissions here for this little fight sequence that we're going to have going on. Some are characters that I've literally never heard of in my entire life. And then others are just, knowing who submitted it, it just makes sense.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of those.
And I know that there's one question that I'm going to end up asking later that we can discuss. It's the one that you told me about, Jackson, but we're going to kick off some of this other stuff.
Oh, yeah,
first.
we do have a special question for everyone. We're going to put some input on, but yeah, we're going to hold that off for a little bit later because it's a little special, if you know what I mean.
You are my special. Cue the song.
Thank you.
And
I love you.
I don't.
Oh, what? I'm hurt. Anyways.
Only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
So, my heartbreak aside.
Anyway, so which mashup do we want to go with first, Mark?
I mean, the easiest one would be Buggy versus Sakuna.
Like Buggy from One Piece, right?
Buggy from One Piece.
Obviously, I haven't watched or read One Piece, so I don't know a whole lot about Buggy. I just on my brief research, I just saw the whole thing where like immune to slashing attacks. So I kind of see what they're trying to go for here, but
Well, it's a little different because Buggy is one of the weakest but most overhyped characters in One Piece. So, honestly, there shouldn't be a debate on this one. But he is one of the most hyped characters in One Piece.
go on then, fight for it.
I mean, I can give some if you're fighting against those two, anything that Sakuna has that's a cutting attack, sure, that's not gonna harm Buggy, but like, I mean, a domain like nullifies that, right? So like,
It's a sure hit, yeah.
it's a sure hit.
Yeah.
He could also literally just punch the absolute shit out of him, too.
No.
Like, are we just... Like, it also, I guess, kind of depends on what point in JJK Sakuna we're talking about.
I think we're starting like
So,
beginning.
let's go off of like the first 4 episodes because that's kind of where like Buggy's in the show. So, like, let's say very beginning, 2 fingers in Sakuna.
2 fingers in Sakuna, dog? Really? That's
That
wording?
okay.
Wording?
Not like that. Not like that.
I mean,
My
real, but...
No. JD, shut up. Okay. Phrasing. Pause. Anyways. You know what I meant.
And even then, just using Itadori's body as like a host, already ridiculously strong and durable.
Yeah.
And just having any amount of that like cursed energy bullshit is probably going to be enough for this little small gimmicky character.
So let's bring up back Buggy's first fight from when. How did they end up defeating him? It's been a minute since I watched that episode.
Essentially, they tied up all of his body parts except for his...
Was it his head?
They kept his head, his arms, and his feet not tied up.
Yeah.
And then he essentially launched it out to another island. So his ability works in 10 meters from his feet. So he can separate and float anywhere that's 10 meters away from his feet. But his feet can't float. And so all of his body parts went outside of that range. He can't control them anymore, except for the body parts that were still in the radius of his feet, which were his head, his hands, and his feet. I feel like Sukuna could very easily take away his ability to control his body parts by just moving them to a different location.
I mean, even then, is he necessarily invulnerable? Like, he just punches him the right direction, his head explodes like a watermelon, bro.
He's
Buggy,
not invulnerable.
Buggy
he's not
is
like,
supposed to be the opposite of Luffy.
Yeah.
Sense. Like, Luffy, he can get cut, but he can't get hurt by being hit. But Buggy can get hurt by being hit, but he can be cut, and he's perfectly fine. So, I mean, if you're punching the ever-living daylights out of Buggy, he's gonna feel it. But if you're cutting him, he'll be fine. So I think there's not much of a...
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty easy one then.
So what I'm hearing is Sukuna casts Fist.
Yeah.
Sukuna casts these hands at fifth level.
So I think we're calling a verdict. In the battle of Buggy versus Sukuna, Sukuna wins.
Yeah, like...
Mid-diff.
I think that they just wanted to hear a rag on Buggy session for this one.
No, I think they wanted... Because Buggy does have a lot of luck, but luck doesn't get you much when you're fighting Sukuna.
Literally magic jujutsu Satan.
Buggy gets out of situations, but he never wins situations.
Yeah.
But because
When I've
he
seen
gets
of him,
out...
that's very accurate.
Yeah. Because he gets out of a bunch of situations, like, they call him Buggy D Clown, and the middle initial D in One Piece. That, characters that have that are typically really strong. So it's just a big joke that he's super strong and everyone's just underestimating him. But if you're going for a real fight, there's...
So literally just Mr. Satan from Dragon Ball.
Yeah. It's legitimately
just a regular dude.
Except
Just
he's probably going to
dude.
find the One Piece before Luffy does.
That would be really funny if that actually happened. I'm going to be...
It's probably going to happen.
I cannot imagine how many people would be upset by that.
There's so many people that would be so happy about that, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is a take of all time.
That is definitely one of the takes of all time. All right. Do we want to move into match 2, or do we want to stall a little bit?
I mean, we can go ahead and knock out this other one, I guess,
Yeah?
real quick.
All
Hey,
right.
Carlos, can you pull up that photo for me?
Yeah, this is...
The battle of the racists.
Good God. That dude's head is shaped like a bell pepper, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's horrible.
He is super unathletic because he can just get slaves to literally walk him around. Like, they'll get on arms and legs, and then he'll just sit while they walk him down the shopping district or whatever.
Also want to talk about like his weird bubble like astronaut helmet.
Oh yeah,
thing.
he doesn't want to breathe the same air as us because he's better. So all of the celestial dragons, they have their own filtered air bubble so that they're breathing good air while not the common people's air.
Have any special powers or anything?
He has a gun.
He has a gun.
And also, for all of his slaves, they have a neck collar that can explode if he so chooses to be. So he does have essentially an armada, a small armada of all of his slaves.
He casts Second Amendment, basically.
Okay, what about Gabby, bro?
She has a gun.
A bigger gun.
She has a bigger gun.
A bigger gun.
And we already know that she's has absolutely no qualms about using an anti-tank rifle against
Yeah.
infantry.
Okay, so we just got a comment.
Like,
We just got a comment in chat. Celestial Dragon Carlos has taken hits from Luffy and lived.
That's true, but it was also before hockey. With
Yeah,
Luffy.
that's true.
If he did, that might be a different story. And then it's also possible Celestial Dragons are immortal. That's a theory, though. We don't know.
Yeah.
So that would take that part out.
but that's just a theory.
But also, how
An
many
anime theory.
how many times have we seen the Celestial Dragons get absolutely punked on? Because they have no real combat ability
I don't
other
know,
than
man.
gun.
I think
Well-
just taking a 50 caliber round to the cranium is going to take out pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, I cast anti-material rifle.
I mean, there's the fact if you do beat a Celestial Dragon, or even just fight a Celestial Dragon, they're going to send, like, the toughest of the tough from the military
Yeah.
after you. So, like, they'll send a Vice Admiral within seconds.
It's not the dragon that's scary. It's
Okay,
the
but-
people
It's the
that
backing.
is
Okay,
under
but
him.
we
that
are
is.
just talking about the people themselves, because then at that point we could start talking about literally everyone else in AOT,
Yeah, like the entire cadet corps.
I mean,
like everyone that would potentially side
Back
with
up,
Gabby,
yeah.
even like throughout the course of the
if
show. Trying to avoid spoilers for people, but
if you take both of them and just put them in a boxing match, I think Gabby's going to win because I think Carlos has, like, absolutely no muscle strength because he hasn't done a single thing in his life.
Dude looks like
But-
Boogie 2988.
If you put it in a situation where they
Bro
can
is
encounter
queso.
each other, if you put them in a situation where they can encounter each other, I think Carlos is probably just shopping with his group of,
He has the mob.
yeah, his entourage of people that are essentially enslaved to be there. And then you've got Gabby, who probably just walked in his path. So
Breathed
that's
in
the
his direction.
only situation you could get these two to fight in an actual situation. And if you have it in that situation, he's got, like, straight up brute force power backing him with the people there.
yeah, if Gabby has a gun, that's one thing. Otherwise, you're just beating the shit out of a child, and that's kind
Yeah.
of based, honestly.
Yeah.
Child
Oh,
abuse?
yeah.
No, run these hands.
Woe be upon ye 500 kilograms. Yeah. Honestly,
Upright, down, down,
if St. Carlos literally got the right opportunity, he could probably sit on Gabby and win.
Oh, yeah, he's not the smallest of the bunch.
He is a large, rotund lad.
The unit.
He's a unit, but he's not a respectable unit.
Oh, no.
He is a horrible unit.
I would never want to encounter him in my life.
So, all right, what do y'all think in the battle of child racist or fat racist? Which racist wins?
I think fat racist would win just based on what he has with him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just because Gabby would need to actually know about it beforehand. Otherwise, it's literally just child abuse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because honestly,
Like
when
that-
have we
that's just
ever?
any other Tuesday?
When have we ever seen a celestial dragon without their entourage?
Yeah, there's
It
never
just
a
doesn't
chance.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good thing Frieza wasn't included in this fight. Oh yeah, no, he's supreme anime racist. He would win easily.
He'd wipe him out.
Hello, monkeys. Frieza's something, man. He is definitely
Broly,
something.
look! A stray
All
energy
right.
beam hits
Oh,
your father!
What is this third matchup? Oh my god.
Yeah, the JD one. Okay, all right.
JD, what
So-
the hell? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not gonna announce this yet. I'm just gonna change the title card, and I'm just gonna let y'all see. This is JD's fault, and you will obviously be able to tell this is JD by the second you see the name.
I can't actually see the stream, so I don't know what's on the screen right now.
Regular man
Man,
versus
From real life. No way.
Cocaine Bear.
specifically just bear.
It's a bear.
Also real life.
A real life bear. But Mark gave me a picture of Cocaine Bear. I know I'm gonna change it. I just wanted to make a haha funny.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning towards bear, honestly.
I mean,
like man's cool and all, but
you gotta
There you go.
find a really weak bear to make it to where.
Okay, are we talking about like a sun bear, a grizzly bear,
a polar bear.
I
polar
assume
bear,
you're talking grizzly.
a koala bear? Like what type of bear are we talking? And if it's koala
A
bear,
big burly gay man.
if it's a koala bear, are we talking about like an Australian drop bear? Because drop bears are terrifying. I don't care if you say they're not real; they are, and they're scary.
But would you win?
I would not win in a fight with a drop bear. No, drop bears are like deadly creatures.
Hey, man,
Koala bear, I'd whoop a koala bear, but a drop bear, that's
If-
a little different.
if you see me fighting a bear in the forest, help the bear.
All
It's
right.
like if I have the gall to fight a bear, you should probably help the bear.
Okay, well, here's the question. Do you have Russian or any Slavic blood in you?
Yes, actually.
Then, all right, easy diff.
You just befriend the bear. Charisma.
See,
you
that's
put the bear in a
actual-
headlock, and then you give the bear some kvass, and next thing you know, you now have a pet bear.
But that only works with black bears.
See, at that point, I would actually be unlocking my inner latent potential with the Russian blood, because, brief family history here real quick. We actually thought that my bloodline was Irish and Welsh for the longest time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until my dad was the ripe old age of 46 when we were moving his mother, my grandmother,
Yeah.
out of her home into like assisted living, that we found documentation detailing how she had an affair and he was a bastard child. And literally no one knew. No one knew.
Wow.
So yeah, like legally my last name is Shay, but
In,
genetically no.
in the reality, for all we know,
We did manage to track it
It's
down.
verdant.
It's some Russian guy in Houston. I mean, he's dead now, but
just some random Russian guy in Houston. All right.
yeah. So like, I went from Irish Welsh to Russian Welsh. So there.
That's a very interesting combination.
So I just went from one part alcoholic to a different type of alcoholic. Went from Guinness to vodka.
Traded your hops beverage for a bread beverage. Kvass. Tiki-briki.
On God, bro.
All right. So, let's say you pull up, you're camping, and randomly, grizzly bear pops out. It's like, hey, yo, post up. What you gonna do?
Simply die.
Simply die.
You hide. Like,
Are you gonna do the ball tactic, or are you gonna do whip out a flare pistol and tell him to piss off tactic?
or are we saying we have a flare pistol?
Oh, hey, what?
See-
I don't know what you have when you go camping.
Okay,
See,
well, if we're
you-
going camping, like, if we ever were in a spot where a bear could show up, we bring a rifle. So, I mean, at that point, you do have a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you place it right. You're just gonna
Yeah,
piss it off.
Here's what JD says. JD says, clock him in the mouth, put him in a headlock, realize I'm already dead.
Yeah, pretty much. An easy way to tell the difference between a black bear and a brown bear: if you climb a tree to get away with it, or to get away from it, if the bear climbs the tree to kill you, it's a black bear. If it tears down the entire tree to kill you, it's a grizzly.
So either way, you're
You're
gonna die.
I don't know, man. I'm on Team Bear on this one because, like,
Because can we just talk about the fact that bears can run faster uphill than they can downhill? That's an actual thing. Bears run faster uphill than they do downhill,
So you want to run downhill from
assuming you can outrun the
the
bear.
bear. You want to roll downhill from the bear.
Sure.
I don't know, man. Like, honestly, knowing how grizzly bears mess around, like, the strategy is just to play dead, but they're gonna, like, basically kill you before then anyway. Like, who? Like, surely you've seen Revenant, right?
I haven't seen it.
Oh God.
Okay, well,
seen
yeah,
clips of it.
like,
Oh, the bear.
bro, you're either gonna lay down and get mauled by a bear, or, you know, get a few good swings in and then call it a day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still
So,
on Team Bear for this one.
Yeah,
bro.
honestly, I'm also gonna have to go Team Bear on this one. Bears will not mess with bear unless if you are true.
Big bear.
Russian men. We don't talk about that. Anyways. Big bear. Big bear. I love big bears. Big fluffy bear. So,
my ball drink.
Yeah, you like your ball drink?
Yep.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Nice and juicy and succulent. Poor Mark.
Mark's just over here like, why do I associate with these people?
Congrats.
All right, let's go. Let's see our second matchup.
Yeah, so this next one.
All right, here's
Thank
for
you
all
again,
of our,
JD.
Another one from JD. Another one. Here's for all of our true patriotic human beings.
Glory to Super Earth. 500 kilograms of democracy versus some filthy, stinky robots. Honestly, it's the 500 kilograms of democracy, and if you say anything else, it's treason. And you will be put down like the communist cur that you are. Because glory to Super Earth, this is a certified brash tactic.
Oh my god, this banner is too big for my freaking, and I have to resize it. All right, so yeah, glorious Earthian 500 kilogram democracy versus some stinky robots.
Yeah, because, like, anyone who has played Helldivers at this point,
Yeah.
500 kilogram bomb is the most based option that you can do for literally anything.
And
like,
if you kill all of your friends in the 500 kilogram bomb, even better.
But for democracy.
For democracy, of course.
Yeah, like, kill everyone democratically. Anyway.
Exactly. We are spreading the democratic reign.
It's a worthwhile sacrifice.
Absolutely. See, many of you may die, but that's a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Yeah, like 500 kilogram bomb all the way, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, have you seen the size of that thing? Especially, well, I guess it depends on the positioning for this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're on top of a cliff, the chances of it landing right there next to you, like, yeah, it's going to kill the robots, but you're at least going with it.
If it's a versus, I mean, essentially it's hitting it, right?
Here's
like,
a better
they're
question.
either attacking that.
What's better for fighting robots, the 500 kilogram or the 380 barrage?
500 kilogram.
Yeah.
The barrage is nice and all, but it's just as dangerous to run away from it as it is to stand still.
Anyone who's watched anyone who's watched the recent Bricky, Adeptus Ridiculous, and Poor Hammer podcast collab for Helldivers knows the terror that is the 380 barrage. It's gonna kill you just as often as it kills other stuff.
It's like, I'm losing, nah, bro. We losing.
We losing. So, all right, Mark, do you have any other stances, or are you going to side with some socialist
These are not
Whoa.
That's what I thought. This was a test.
Ain't ever standing with social.
Yeah.
Super Earth
I just got a
democracy.
text.
All the way.
Oh, what's our text?
From Garrett, who I colloquially call in my, you probably can't see it too much here, but his contact name in my phone is Bear because...
yes, Bear.
As one does, right? And all it says is, Lisan al-Gaib. Lisan al-Gaib, I am Space Jesus.
I am Space
I'm going to go to the desert, get high on some crack in the sand, and convince everyone that I am the next coming of whatever god they believe in. Would you still worship me if I was a worm? Anyway.
Would you still worship me if I was a worm?
This really do be a certified letter of the second moment.
Oh my god. That actually, the fact that you brought up, would you still worship me if I was a worm, do you think it's time for the question?
No, I think we could talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, do you want me to talk, say it? Because I do remember it, but...
I have it written down. I will pull this up for you.
Yeah, go ahead and read that off for us real quick.
Let me clear off. So, in the debate of 500 kilograms of democracy versus some stinky-ass robots, democracy wins. Amen. All right. So, this question was submitted to us by a funny source. This was actually from one of my coworkers I used to work with. And I was telling him about the podcast and everything, and he had this great question that was actually posed when we were originally at UshiCon and he was drunk out of his mind. So,
Real.
a question for both Mark, Devin, and Chad. There's 2 questions, actually. This is a 2-parter. Question 1. If you are to wear a Buc-ee's onesie to a con out of state, are you cosplaying or are you a furry?
Like just a onesie or like the actual Buc-ee's costume?
The Buc-ee's onesie specifically, but the one that like has the whole face and everything on it they can zip up. Buc-ee's onesie.
And this is where the debate comes in, because then at this point, like, if you're from Texas, you know.
Yeah, but anyone outside of Texas or has never been to Texas doesn't know what it is. So are you a furry or are you just cosplaying?
I mean,
Mark, what do you think?
You're definitely going to be seen as a furry, except to all your brethren that are there with you.
But are you a furry? That is the question. Like,
does that make
you a furry?
Cosplaying. But also, if I'm gonna cosplay at a con, I'm a cosplay at a con. I ain't wearing no.
Yes. So, because here,
looking at you, Sam,
so
tiger.
Here's what I thought when I was originally talking about this with him. So everyone knows a lot of the people that like to cosplay, like Evie and Sylveon at cons. A lot of people go the easy route and go the onesie with maybe throw in. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Quit that.
No, you cannot stop me.
Yeah,
There's
but
no laws against Pokemon, Batman.
Jesus Christ, no. Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do to this little bunny, Batman?
Look at your criminal. Look at this criminal. Anyways, but so a lot of the people that cosplay like Vaporeon, a lot of the evolutions just get the onesie, maybe a wig, sprinkle in some other stuff to taste. But does that make them a furry? Because if that makes them a furry, then the Buc-ee's onesie also makes you a furry.
Tough one,
so
honestly.
Gary is saying that to become a furry, it has to be more than $2,000. A cheap onesie is enough to get the pass.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is gonna run like $50.
But I'm just saying, you can make some sketch-ass, cheap-ass fursuits. Because there's the people that just do the head and the gloves. And the feet.
But even that,
it's still really expensive.
That might be like $500.
Furries have a lot of money. They have ridiculous amounts of money.
So Gary, how do you know?
Yeah, Gary, how do you know?
How do you know that there's a monetary threshold for furry, huh?
So Squid is saying, yes, they're both furries and cosplaying. They aren't mutually exclusive.
Found himself a furry because he's still under the threshold.
Yeah, Gary currently at
$1,985. He's under.
Not a furry.
I've only spent $1,999.99. I'm not a furry.
I'm gonna give you a single penny.
So, here's what Sonic King is saying. So,
Sonic King, furry. Next question.
Yeah. No, Sonic King is saying, by that logic, any animal onesie is a furry. Heck, even the ears and tails can be considered a furry. So what are we thinking, guys?
Are you a furry for having those little cat ears on headphones, though? I wouldn't say.
No, you're not a furry for that.
Well, because then at that point, do we consider like cat girls furries?
Well, are we saying like just a girl with Nekomimi and like a tail, or are we saying like full like BNA?
Like where do we draw the line between Kimono Mimi and straight up furry?
I mean, I definitely like if I knew someone that was doing a Kenomimi, I would call them a furry as a joke. But
are they actually a furry?
I'd have to talk to them to know,
Yeah.
But I'd definitely call them a furry to their face.
Oh yeah. So all right, what are we thinking?
They get the more you lean into.
Oh, so what are we thinking, boys? If you go to an out-of-state convention in a Buc-ee's onesie, are you cosplaying Buc-ee the Beaver or are you a furry?
You are cosplaying, but everyone will see you as a furry.
All right.
And you can't escape that.
Furry.
All right. So this actually leads into question 2. There's a second part to this, like I said.
Electric Boogaloo.
If we consider that wearing Bucky the Beaver onesies at an out-of-state con makes you a furry, then is your fursona Bucky the Beaver?
Yes. Next question.
What do we think? Does this make your fursona Bucky the Beaver?
Bro, that is the most Texan shit imaginable. Like, if you are a furry from Texas and your fursona is literally Bucky, yeah, that is an acceptable furry, then, in my opinion.
The most patriotic furry.
I feel like you would want to go to a con then to be a furry of Bucky the Beaver.
Like, spread the Texas ideology at that point. Like, every single time I go to a Buc-ee's and I see the guy walking around in the full Buc-ee's suit, like, I always take a photo. Every time. Every time. It's my idol, bro.
It's a better Chuck E. Cheese, better than all the dress-up mascots.
Better than Fred Pepper.
Fred Pepper, yeah! Hor.
All the autistic brain cells just aligned in that one moment.
That's your officer committee, guys. This is who's running this entire show. You're welcome.
Congrats, y'all thought I was smart. No, I'm just an idiot with glasses.
Yeah.
You're allowed to agree, Mark. You don't have to stay quiet.
Well, I'm the only one without glasses.
We can give you glasses. We can fix that. We'll get you some glasses.
Some glasses.
Actually, I have.
Oh, wait. Does Mark have a little surprise for us? Oh,
They're a little broken. They're blue light glasses.
Are we all now idiots with glasses? Yeah, there we go. We are now all idiots with glasses.
I'm sitting next to, like, the love child between Harry Potter and Ronald Weasley.
My siblings used to call me Joey from Eddie. I don't know how
Oh
many
my
of y'all
God.
watch it because
No.
I wore these.
Dude, you know what you look like? Sherman from Peabody and Sherman. That's exactly what you look like right now.
Alright.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh,
Yeah, so if you go to an out-of-state convention wearing Bucky the Beaver costume, yeah, you're a furry, and that definitely makes him your fursona.
All right,
That's okay.
And that's
So-
okay, because it's the certified Texas moment.
Nah, so Gare Bear was saying the most state patriotic thing you could cosplay as was the HEB bag mascot. And now we got someone saying that next con, they will be cosplaying the HEB bag mascot.
Ah, bro, next con that I'm either going to be Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3, or I'm going to try to finish and wrap up my Helldivers cosplay, which I need to send you the files for that.
First off, I'm just going to say that's not going to be done in time. Second off, I wonder who's forcing you to do Astarion.
Hey, man.
I wonder who.
Hey.
Taylor. Anyways.
Look, she cosplayed Shadowheart for me, so, like...
Yeah.
That's kind of a massive dub, in my opinion. And like, even a couple nights ago, I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, right? I'm in a voice call with some of my boys.
Yeah.
And
thanks for the invite.
And like, Taylor's... You are in the server.
I
You can
know.
hop in whenever
I'm
you
just
want,
lazy.
idiot. Anyway, so like, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. I finished some of my work. I'm like, all right, I'm going to chill and play some games for a bit. And Taylor's in the room because, you know, she always stays in my apartment and basically lives there.
I don't know why she still pays rent.
Yeah, she's just paying like $400-something a month for a glorified storage unit. Anyway, so she's like sitting in the other side of the room, just kind of doing some of her own work. And Taylor's going and like saying something to me a little bit. And while I'm in voice call, if you've ever played Baldur's Gate 3 and like a companion wants to say something to you, like a little exclamation mark will appear over their head, and it's like, oh hey, they want to talk to you. And like Taylor was in the middle of saying something to me. And then I turn around and I see that Shadowheart has a little exclamation mark over her head. I'm like, oh boy, let's go. Shadowheart wants to talk to me. And like everyone in the chat is like losing their shit at this point because like I just cut off my own girlfriend because my video game wifey just wanted to look in my general direction. I'm like,
Let's go.
like that's what I'm about. Shadowheart, drop everything, bro.
Totally didn't realize that I had our chat broken on stream this entire time and it was set to my personal account. Whoopsies, it's fixed now. I really need to fix chat. Maddie sent me a thing for it. I just haven't. But I'll do it eventually. Anyways.
Anyway, Shadowheart, my beloved one.
I don't really know how you got on the tangent. Oh wait,
the Astarian
The
thing.
Astarian thing.
Yeah, so like the WeebCon event that we went to just recently, like she won the advanced category.
Yeah.
As Shadowheart. So like that was pretty cool. And now every single time I see her, I just occasionally will do the, whoa, is that 3-time award-winning cosplayer Lunar? And she fucking hates it. She hates it.
She despises it, and I do it to her every time.
I mean, we did get some photos back from some people, and they're like actually really, really good.
Oh yeah.
And I just kind of look at them like, ooh. So like, obviously I need to do Astarian at some point just to kind of, give back a little bit, but I just really, really want to do a Helldivers cosplay.
So, Devin's been talking to me about this Helldivers cosplay for 3 weeks now?
It's only been like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
It's been longer than that.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, I said that I wanted to do it, but I didn't actually go and find the files for it until last week, bro.
So.
Oh, you already got files for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been planning this, and I'm trying to figure this out. And oh my god. Because anyone's talked to me, I've been trying to do a ODST cosplay for the longest time. I have shoulders done. I have files for everything else. I have not printed anything else because 3D printing armor sucks. But we're going to make it work.
Honestly, I think it's better than trying to make a lot of it in foam, especially if it's futuristic armor like that, because there's a lot of weird edges.
Yeah, the only thing, though, that I've been thinking is that foam armor is a lot more livable in. It's not as heavy and sweaty in a lot of aspects. I've talked to a lot of people that have done Mandalorian cosplays and stuff, all 3D printed. Any of them I've ran into in the bathrooms of cons as they are struggling to unsheath the armor off of their entire body so they can actually do anything. I'm gonna sit here if we do end up going through with the full 3D printed, there's a lot of stuff we're gonna have to plan.
See, I have literally worn a full set of black real leather armor.
Yeah.
So the weight and sweatiness of it is not that big a deal for me because I've probably felt the worst of it.
Just talk about the time during informational when you were walking around immediately after IkiCon in this black leather armor on campus as we were walking through Northgate to go back to my apartment.
Yeah, and just everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck is this dude?
Dude, what is he on and where can I get some?
I wore this armor to Renfest.
Yeah.
In October. It was one of the cooler days outside, but still, it was hot as hell. And I was not drinking water. I was just drinking alcohol.
Yeah, see, okay, I remember this because this is when you were drunkenly calling me as I was hauling your motorcycle to San Antonio.
Yeah, bro, you called me to give me an update on it, and I was drunk off my ass, talking to him on the phone, still in character, because that's how
in
wasted
character.
I was.
Every phone call was in character.
I was in line getting my fourth butterbeer at this point with a double shot in it.
He was gone.
And I'm like, hello, my lord, welcome back.
You don't understand. Every time I called him, he was on speaker. Our rap installer is next to me with his wife listening to this phone call. He's like, hello, my lord. How can I be of service to you today? I'm like, what are you on?
I was 2 whole bottles of mead, 5 or 6 butter beers over the course of the day with double shots in them. I probably had a single cup of water that was about this big. Alcohol all day. I was having a blast, bro.
So anyway, speaking of hydration, buy GamerSubs. GamerSubs.gg.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, totally not sponsored. Please sponsor us. Oh my god.
That would actually be really cool. Imagine our mascot on one of those cups, bro. That would go so hard.
That would be awesome. It would be awesome to see Rev on there.
Real.
Yeah.
And then we could go, hey, look, if we do end up getting anything with GamerSubs, you know how we have open house and all that stuff, right? We could just go and get the...
I already have a bucket of sample
the
packs.
big dispensers and just go and put all that in there and just hand the drinks out to people and just be like, hey, yo, try this sick-ass flavor. Don't ask what the name is.
Don't ask what the name is. Don't look at the label of the tub.
It's white, ignore the fact that it's called titty milk. Just accept the fact that it tastes good.
Yeah, actually, you know what? While we're talking about gamer subs, Mark, you've had gamer subs before,
Nope.
right?
I am not an energy drink.
You don't have to get
So-
caffeine in it.
The lovely
Then
thing
is it an energy drink?
It's just Kool-Aid.
it's just Kool-Aid at that point. They do make decaf currently.
Yeah, the way I look at it, it's just Kool-Aid that you can choose to have caffeine.
So Gamer Subs, luckily, has been doing a lot more. So they do have the caffeine-free, which is just basically a vitamin-infused Kool-Aid at that point, which is also very good. I regularly drink the decaf black cherry. They also now have tea, which is actually very good tea. Both me and Devin can attest. The tea is very good.
The sleepy time tea goes so unbelievable.
Oh,
hard.
yeah, the sleepy time tea is really good. I have the black tea personally. They now have gamer soups, which I have not personally tried yet, but from everyone I know that has tried it, gamer soup go hard. It's just ramen. That's the advertise. It's just ramen.
Raw men?
Yes.
Sign me up.
But also,
Congrats, Mark. You're getting to see a side of me you haven't seen in a while, huh?
Yeah, it has been a little bit.
but also now we have sus snacks. If you've never had sus snacks, just a Rice Krispie treat.
I mean, they're pretty good. Occasionally, they'll just give you one.
Yeah.
While, like, if you place an online order, and occasionally they'll just slip some extra stuff in there. And, you know, I've gotten sus snacks before. It's just a really good Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, they're protein Rice Krispie treats. Anyone here know where the protein comes from? No? No one does? Protein. They put crickets in Rice Krispie treat. They put Master Chief in disorder.
Huh.
Yeah. It's cricket-derived protein.
Well, I mean, I have just eaten crickets before, but, like...
You've eaten a lot of things.
Yeah.
You've eaten a lot of things, Devin.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Sus Snacks, very good. Go check out Gamer Subs. Please sponsor us. I swear to God, we need money. Anyways. Yeah.
Go unbelievably hard.
Yeah, no,
I'd be up for the
unironically,
tea.
it's just... The tea is really good. I think they have 4 different types of tea right now. They have like a black tea, the sleepy time, like a decaf theanine or whatever it's called tea. They have a yerba mate, and they have something else.
Yeah, I mean, I can put one of the sleepy time ones together and just, like, bring it in a thermos if you want to try it at some point.
Yeah,
It's pretty damn good.
It's good tea. It's legitimately good tea.
Here's motherfucking tea. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so enough shilling. Gamer Subs, please sponsor. All
Yeah,
right. So, do we want to finish out our battle rosters?
Yeah, we can talk about a few more. I mean, actually, hour mark at this point already. That's
Yeah,
actually
we
kind of
We're getting the hour mark.
that kind of went by pretty quick.
Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up and remind myself these characters' names. I
Yeah.
do know these characters. I just don't remember their names.
Yeah, there's one here that I'm looking at that's just Saiki Kusuo. Nothing else. Just him. Don't know who they want him to fight, but like
So okay, we have
I mean, you can.
Puddle.
I haven't really seen the show, so I'm not sure who he would even pair well against.
bro, honestly, just saying Psyche K versus anything would be kind of doing a similar argument with
Okay.
Saitama versus anything. It's a joke character.
Yeah, but is he a strong joke character?
Like a reality warping psychic, bro.
Okay. I knew it was like slapstick, but I didn't know if it was like action slapstick. Everything
bro
I've seen
can just
from-
time travel at will.
Well, then, yeah. I mean, we could put him against Saitama.
That's probably like an impossible battle either direction, because like the thing with gimmick characters, it doesn't matter how strong the opponent is, they can just be like, yeah, well, this guy's just stronger because it's funny.
All right,
Like,
so
what do you do?
our next official battle is Kentaro from Golden Boy versus Ataru from Urusei Yatsura. So basically, the battle of perverts. Who's more horny?
Me.
Oh, is that
Next
the
question.
battle?
No, I'm just saying. Honestly, if that is the battle, I don't even know who would win. They're both down horrendous. But, you know what? We can debate that. But first off, who do you think would win in a fight?
Kentaro.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, so here's my only thing. Ataru is abused regularly. Like, he's electrocuted at least 3 times an episode.
I
Dude
think he's
can
a good.
take a hit.
He's a tank, but can he fight back?
Yeah, I don't know if he can throw a punch. While we have the absolute madman that is Kentaro launching bikes off of mountainsides.
Riding on electrical lines.
Yeah, freaking outrunning motorcycles. Dude at least has, like, the leg endurance of a superhero.
He's also just incredibly good at basically everything he does. He's just a jackass about it.
Yeah, no, he's really good at everything. He's just a fucker.
Yeah, I think this is an easy one, just Kentaro, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Like, obviously, if you haven't seen
Okay.
Golden Boy, then you're not really going to know.
So,
but
Gary's saying Ataru is fast enough to catch Lum. Which is a good point.
But
Okay,
is that faster than...
do you really think that Lum
motorcycle?
just doesn't want to be caught by him,
That's
honestly?
true.
Like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, let's say in a fist fight, Kentaro is going to solo. But now here's the real question. Who's more down bad?
I'd say Kintaro too, because, like, I mean, forgot his name for a second.
Ataru.
I mean, he has Lum.
Yeah,
if
but
he was
cheats
really
on her,
down
like,
bad,
every
no,
episode.
if he was really down bad, he'd actually go after Lum because she's available. Like she's
True.
going.
She's like
after him.
actually throwing herself.
He
at him.
wants people that don't want him.
Meanwhile, Kentaro, I mean, wasn't the whole little second episode / arc or whatever the entire thing where he basically went into like a really rich dude's house and was just trying to bone the daughter, and then as soon as he like got a kiss and he was like, all right, later, and then just dipped, never talked to her ever again. Like,
Yeah, literally never
Again.
to be seen again.
bro's a jackass, but like I feel like he's more down bad.
He's kind of based for that, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just like gets the kiss and disappears, never to be seen by them ever again. I don't know. It's a really tough question because they're both down horrendous. Like,
I still think in the most basic sense of when you think down bad, I still believe Kentaro, honestly.
yeah. So, okay, here's from JD. Kentaro learned how to swim just to get laid. He did. That's a really... He learned just how to swim, because he could not swim, just so he could get laid. He raced a motorcycle on a bicycle just to get laid. He did a lot of crazy things just to lay down some plumbing.
And see, I even think with that one episode I was talking about where he was just trying to bone the rich chick, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the plot points of the episode was her basically just trying to frame him for literal molestation. And
Yes.
he managed to just riz her up so hard that she changed her mind.
Yes.
And then he just left after. Like, managed to get the father's, like, consent through everything during this entire process.
Golden Boy is such a wild anime. If you've not seen it, it is a roller coaster.
He also learned how to code like a god just so he could sit around and, like, look at the boss ladies.
Yeah.
Obungalungas the whole time.
Yeah, I forgot he did that.
And then left.
Yes.
Like, he literally just sticks around, learns a skill to an ungodly level, fucks around, then leaves.
Yeah, and JD just pointed out, he did all of that in one night.
Yeah, like, it's...
In a single night.
Like, if you're going to be down bad enough to learn how to swim, learn an entire programming method and language just so you can go and do some new shit, riz up, like, a mafia boss's daughter and the mafia boss at the same time.
Can we just say, Kentaro, I think he might be that guy.
He's just him.
I think he is him.
Like, in one of the worst ways possible, but like...
Oh, yeah, no. Do not do any of the things Kentaro has done. Like, it will actually land you in jail. But, kind of based.
An unstoppable force, honestly.
Yeah. So, honestly, I think in the battle of both fist fight and who's more down horrendous, I think Kentaro takes the dub easy diff. That's really funny.
Looking through some of the...
Whoever submitted that was actually a really good one. All right, who... Oh, is this the dude from... What was the name of this anime?
Okay,
Regular high school, whatever it's called.
Classroom.
Classroom of the Elite. Yeah.
Oh, are we doing that one next?
Yeah.
I was gonna scroll down and look at some of the other ones, but yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. All right. Let me. I have not seen Classroom of the Elite yet, so I.
Io no Koji.
Him?
Io no Koji.
Io.
Aya no Koji.
Aya.
Aya no Koji.
Aya. Oh, Aya no. Okay.
Or you could just say Kiyotaka.
AI. that dude.
Ahoka. Oi.
Now that dude from Classroom of the Elite. I don't care.
Oh my god, Ahoka.
All this. He is now officially that
I'm in
dude. Yeah.
Japanese, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Mark's in Jet. Yeah, he's just now that dude from Classroom of the Elite.
202.
I give up.
Oh, you're in 202?
Can we just all agree that Adam Sensei is best Sensei?
Drip Sensei for the win.
Drip Sensei for the
Anyway.
win. I was like, Wa Sensei is great, but
You
Adam
haven't had a
Sensei-
class with Wase.
True, I have not yet. But Adam Sensei is just that guy. He's that guy.
Real. I still haunt that man to this day.
Oh, dude, no, you don't understand. I'm currently in his class. Dude, like, legitimately, Devin haunts this man to this day, years later. It's hilarious. All right, so
I like going to his classroom sometimes in the middle of lecture, and I'll just stand outside the door menacingly and just stare at him, and then he'll notice me, and it just sets his mood off for the entire rest of the lecture.
Because I've watched Devin do this, like the absolute just life drain in his face, and he just goes, "Oh, so this guy." It's hilarious because Devin will just be sitting there at the window of the door, be like,
And I'll just have like a shit-eating grin on my face and just do like a little finger wave, just...
Devin's you're a menace. You are like his personal demon.
Look, he's gonna grow old, get dementia, forget everyone else. I'm gonna show up and he's just gonna have flashbacks, bro.
Do you want to tell the Ogenki Desu story?
Yeah, so like to keep it quick anyway, one of the first few days in Japanese 101, they teach you a few like common phrases. One of them being "Ogenki desu ka," which in English means "How are you doing?"
The most harmless phrase ever.
It's a super harmless phrase, so you would think, okay, that's not too bad, right? And he always did a thing because I was in his class during the age of COVID at this point, so we're in Zoom, and he's like, "All right, does anyone have any questions?" And the first day after we learned that, I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna be haha funny." And I said, "Yeah, I got a question." He said, "All right, what? Well, Genki that's gone." He's like, "Ah ha ha, okay."
Oh, very funny.
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Moves on, answers other questions, whatever. The next day, I did it again. And the next day, and the day after that, I continued to do this every single day I had that class. To the point where whenever he would stick around, he'd be the whole, "All right, well, if anyone has any questions, I'm going to stick around." And he would see me waiting in the queue, and he'd be like clicking through the images of who all was staying behind to ask questions. And I could tell the exact moment he got to my camera because his face would just drop and be like, like just that disappointed look on his face, right? And people started catching on to the fact that I was doing this because he would start waiting to call on me until last so he could get the actual people's questions out of the way. And then people realized that I was doing this because a few people like just happened to still be in the call when I did it. So people started hanging around just to hear me do that. So there would be like 8 to 12 people hanging around after class ends. And he says, "All right, so like who has questions?" And everyone just stays completely silent while I have this shit-eating grin on my face. Because I know every single one of those other people is waiting for me to ask the question, and just the quiet, sad resignation of when he realized that this is happening.
Just the pure despair.
And like, it pretty much got to a point where class was not officially over until I hit him with that question, right? And with it being Zoom, I was able to start, the whole virtual background stuff. So you know that one image of a certain world leader from the 40s who I'm not going to name, but he was photoshopped into a black and white image with the K-On! Girls? Yeah, I took that image but put Adam Sensei in that instead. And I made that my Zoom background, and he has it printed off and it's hanging in his office still.
That's why that's in there?
Yeah, I'm the one who made that.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
So, and then I eventually transitioned into one, you know, the whole Goku drip meme? Yeah, I did that.
Oh, Drip Sensei.
But I put Adam Sensei onto the Goku drip and put it with like a big Japanese shrine background with the cherry blossoms, all that stuff. Made that my Zoom background. And people started like idolizing this shit, right? It was in all of our group chats. It was the image for it, all that stuff. And at the end of 102, it was getting around to the point where we were actually able to go back in person again. And for the last class for the semester, it was all right, I have it in person. It was the same room that we have the general meetings in right now, ILCB 224. A lot of us pitched together to make a 6'3" cardboard cutout of Drip Sensei. Like, this thing is taller than me, and
It's
obviously taller
huge.
than Adam Sensei.
Adam Sensei is not a tall man.
And I brought it to class with me and gave it to him. So that's where the 6'3" cardboard cutout of Drip Sensei came from. And it has been sitting in his office to this day, staring out of the window at the academic building. So, like, if you're walking in that little courtyard, not on the Sully statue side, but on the library side, if you look up to, like, the 3rd floor, you'll just see a person in Supreme Drip looking out of a window. That is the cardboard cutout. That happened in, like, 2021. And
If y'all have not seen this cardboard cutout, I want you, like, tomorrow, go by the academic building and look for Drip Sensei. And no, that's Devin.
And yeah, with the whole Okinki Desu thing, obviously, whenever I was no longer in his classes anymore, because I move on to the 200 levels, the 300 levels, I'm with Wa Sensei instead. But I knew people that were going into Japanese 101. So I passed it on to them. So day 1 happens, right? He's like, wow, I'm so ready to get rid of this shit, right? And then someone hit them with the Okinki Desu. And then they kept doing it in my place and passing it on to the next generation and passing it on to the next people. So he's never going to be able to escape it.
I am the current generation of Ogenki Desu, and he hates me for it. It drives him mad. And I came up with this really funny idea at the end of the semester. You gave him the cutout. I'm going to get him a laser engraved plaque that all it says is Ogenki Desu. That's all it's gonna say. It's just gonna be like, Adam Sensei, Ogenki Desu, with like a shit-eating like cat on the bottom. That's it. It's all it's gonna have.
Yeah, I think he actually brought the cardboard cutout home one day, and he had to bring it back to his office because it scared his wife.
No way.
Well, because, like, even when I had to keep it in my apartment for a few days until I could actually give it to him in the first place, just having this random 6'3" cutout sitting at the end of a dark hallway, if you forget it's there, it is a little terrifying.
He does have it only facing outside, so like on the inside, he doesn't get to.
He doesn't have to stare at his own face.
But like, I can see where he might.
I can see where
life in that regard.
Poor little small Japanese woman walks out, sees a 6'3" silhouette in the hallway.
Like, she thought it was funny, but it did scare her a little bit at times. So I can see why he would bring it back.
I can see where the scariness would come from that.
Oh, man, I love telling that story. I'm going to live rent-free in that man's head for the rest of his life. He can never escape it, bro. That cardboard cutout will outlive him.
We had some Kyoring students come.
We did.
In, I guess, 102. But we had to give a tour, and we made that a spot on our campus tour.
What was it? What were their names? It was like, was it like Takeshi? Or no,
it's not Takeshi.
It started with a T.
What
was because they sat in 102 as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what was the name? They were super sweet. They were super cool.
I can find the names.
Yeah.
Real quick.
No, I remember they stuck around every day and watched me hit Sensei with the old Genki this and I just remember they're like, very good joking. And I'm like, yeah.
Like, no, Adam Sensei, you don't understand. I just really care about your well-being.
Yeah, I just want, like, Adam Sensei, are you okay? Like, how are you doing? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? I am so concerned. I need to know.
And the fact that I know that literally any point in time, if someone is genuinely questioning how he's doing, and they ask him that question,
he is going
he's
to
only going to be able to see my face.
all he will see is rage. Oh, we have ruined that phrase for him for the rest of his life. And I'm proud. We love Adam Sensei in this house.
Hey, I had to leave my legacy in this university somewhere, somehow. Just tormenting a poor old man.
And it's so funny because he's like the sweetest professor on campus. He's genuinely the nicest dude.
He's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah, no, he absolutely is, like, other than maybe like one or two, he absolutely is like tied for first place for my favorite professors.
Definitely. So if any of you have a chance to take Japanese 101, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, no, please go take him. He's the only prof that teaches it. It will be probably one of your more fun classes. Just remember, every single day you need to ask him, Adam Sensei, and give him the cutest little innocent shit-eating grin, and he will despise you.
Real.
It's great. Now,
And
he
if you ever forget the
loves
question,
us.
Just ask me.
He loves
I'll
us.
remind you.
He's great. He only hates us most of the time.
Yeah.
Their names were
Devin committed psychological torture against a poor teacher. Yes, yes, he did, and I'm continuing it.
a great teacher.
Oh, a fantastic teacher. Genuinely one of the best teachers I've ever had.
Yeah, but it's Hayato and Tatsuya.
Hayato.
They were cool.
Yeah? Oh, the students.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayato and Tatsuya. Right. No, they were super sweet. They were really cool. If you saw just some dripped out Japanese guys walking around campus and one had bleached blonde hair, that was them. They're super sweet.
And it reminds me of when I went to Japan and studied abroad this past summer, right? And we have our own conversation partners and whatnot. And me being like the 6'2" white guy with blonde hair at the time, right? They were like, yo, this dude's sick as fuck. And my conversation partner introduced me to his entire friend group. And they just were blown away by the fact that I just love spicy food. And they kept, like, whenever I told them I like spicy food, one of them just brought me the spiciest thing they could find and gave it to me. And they were like, try this. And I tried it. And I was like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it just like didn't even break a sweat. And they were like,
Because the funny thing is, Japanese food isn't really spicy. If you don't go to like a specialty shop, traditional spicy Japanese snacks like chips and stuff, they're not that spicy.
and like they just kept bringing me hotter and hotter foods that they could find just to see where my limit was. And like they even took me to I can't remember the name. Yeah, Akihabara.
Yeah.
And just walked around Akihabara because they were like, do you like this? Do you like this? They're like,
They were
"Try
trying
this,
to test your
try
gangster.
this." Yeah, and like obviously going around to all these random anime stores and whatnot. Yeah, that was pretty fun having the local show me around. And then one of his friends, while we're at lunch, pulls out one of those like grip strength.
Oh, the like
Measurement
the
things?
measure things that you
The deku.
squeeze.
Yeah, he pulls one of those out, just sets on the table, and he's like, "Hi, dozo."
Dozo.
I'm like, so this is what we're doing. Okay.
They're like, how strong is the white boy? We must know.
No, and like the guy who whipped it out ended up telling me he specifically is training because he wants to be able to crush an apple in his hands. That is his reason for training.
He wants to do like the TikTok thing where they rip an apple in half.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
that is easier than
just
squeezing.
Yeah.
crushing an apple.
Oh yeah, crushing an apple is pretty hard.
Yeah, but like he just pulled that out and then wanted to test the strength against it. And like, obviously, little scrawny Japanese dude, I was like way above, and he was like,
Do you remember what you pulled?
in kilograms, like not freedom units. I can't remember.
Oh
off the top of my
God,
head.
what in communist units was it? We can convert to freedom.
I don't know. I think I was around like the 60-something mark.
Say like 62 kilograms.
So what, that's 100 pounds.
I don't know. I just know that he was around like the 40s.
That 62 kilograms, you pulled 136, about 137 pounds.
Yeah, so like
that's pretty good. I think the average is like, what's the average grip strength?
I was using my right hand.
Over and then it goes down by like half.
Goes down by like so. Just keep in mind the average male grip strength is about 72.6 pounds. You practically pulled double.
Well, I mean, I used to be a farm boy.
You go bouldering.
So, anyways, yeah, let's talk about that last Abyss social. Never mind.
Hey,
I wish I could have gone, but So, should we get back on topic?
Yeah, see, this is the point of podcasts, though.
Exactly.
You go and talk about some stuff, you get distracted, you get another message from Gare Bear, who, obviously I can't see chat, so he's probably not saying it everywhere, but he wants to hear us talk about Lisa Nagai versus Jesus fucking Christ.
We can do that after this, because technically we're already talking about Jesus Christ. That dude from Classroom of the Elite, who's named I Won't Be Damned to Learn.
I don't know Kuchi.
Kuchi-san.
Versus Light Yagami.
Jesus Yagami, yes.
I haven't seen Classroom of the Elite. I just know that there's all the memes about Light being Ultra Giga Brain stuff. So, like, I don't really know. The whole tag here is like an outsmarting battle.
I'm assuming that's what it would have been.
If it's an outsmarting battle, I'm guessing Light doesn't have Death Note.
Well, let's assume that they have all of their equipment to their availability, because Light without the Death Note is just dude.
Is it a death battle or is it an outsmarting battle?
It says outsmarting battle, but like even with this, the amount of mental loop-de-loops and all that shit that Light has to go through to plan all this stuff out in the first place, it's still pretty impressive.
Like like as much as it is just right name on paper, it's not just a right name on paper.
I know that. I'm saying, like, is that part of the battle? Because if that is part of the battle, like, he wins. But if it's not part of the battle, then
let's say for the sake of the argument, it's not, because we don't want to just have I take a potato chip and I eat it.
That was my first description of Death Note before I had seen it. Was just, oh, this dude just wipes people out while he's snacking on potato chips. Like that's
pretty much what he does do, though. That really is what he does do as he watches a little tiny TV inside the bag of potato chips. Death Note was a wild ride.
Yeah, I really like that Netflix movie.
I heard it wasn't that bad.
Look, if you haven't seen Death Note the anime or read the manga,
haven't seen anything related to Death Note ever. It's not bad, but if you've watched any of the source material, it's steaming garbage.
Yeah, I just remember, like, I was in high school when it dropped, and I just ended up watching it, like, in the library in between classes at one point. And within that same period of time, it was also like sometime after when Goblin Slayer first came out. And I remember watching that first episode with Adrian, and we were like, damn. And then immediately afterwards, we started watching SAO Alicization, and it was the Goblin episode within, like, the first 3 episodes, and we were like,
oh, no.
Damn.
Not the goblins.
Goblin these nuts, idiot.
Where's that 9?
Like, yesterday, I went to that one custard place.
Stall Boys. Yeah?
It's the one by Whataburger on Welborn, right?
Oh, Andy's?
Andy's Nuts. Anyway, I got free stuff from that place. And I was mostly just trying to set up for that joke, but, like, you're going to hear the story anyway. I got free ice cream. Simply because, I'm just good like that.
Did you have the bike?
No, actually, I just rolled up in my car after I went to Gumby's Tuesday, and I was in the drive-thru, and it was one of the guys that I see pretty regularly because I, like, live right there, so I go relatively often, and the guy had, like, a new ring on or something. I just like, hey, sick ring, and he's like, thanks, it was a gift, and looked down, and I'm pretty sure y'all can see it in the cameras a little bit, and he was like, oh, nice hickeys. And I was like, yeah, they were a gift. And, like, he apparently thought it was funny, and he was like, you're going to get one in the house today. So, like, I just got free shit.
Free shit for... Yeah.
For being pretty white boy cosplay bisexual bait, I guess. Hey, man, it's true.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's cosplay bait.
There is not a single con or anything where there are cosplaying women, specifically of the bisexual variety.
Some men as well.
Yeah, some men. Some men are there too. That I don't get hit on at least 3 to 4 times.
I've seen this happen multiple times.
Single time. Like last year, IckyCon. Oh, I was walking around in just blue jeans and a hoodie, right? I wasn't in cosplay, wasn't doing anything else.
Literally
blue jeans,
just existing.
Hoodie. It was when I had freshly dyed my hair at that point. Walking around, Sage ends up showing up a little bit later, right? And we're both walking around like the vendors, like the dealer's hall and whatnot. And some random chick in like a katana from Mortal Kombat cosplay just stops directly in front of the two of us, kind of looks me up and down and goes, "You're cute," and then walks away. And like both myself and Sage just turn and look at each other like, huh? Like, just random shit like that. And even this past IckyCon, and so the whole Where to Waifu people, they are like a anime merch brand type thing. They have like their own shirts and whatnot. Love those guys, right?
Really cool people.
So they run a Waifu Wars panel, which is something that we've done as part of our general meetings before. Like, we kind of use their same format for it because, you know, it's good. It works. Last IckyCon, I participated in the Waifu Wars, and I made it to the finals because in the semifinals, I went against Sage, and he was arguing for a dragon, and I managed to win the crowd over by hitting him with the dragon these nuts joke, and it just completely invalidated... It completely invalidated any other argument he gave, because we were like, yeah, this one wins. So, like, obviously, easy clap, right? So I get to the finals in that, and the other guy chooses me as the waifu. So I had spent this entire time
You had to argue
work.
against yourself?
Yeah, I was doing crowd work this entire time. So the people loved me at this point, right? And the dude chose me as his waifu, and I was like, I can't fight this.
It's either you win or you win.
Like, it was just, I win and I lose, or I lose and I win. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I just accepted defeat at that point, because I was like, yeah, I'm okay with this. And so, obviously, people thought this was funny as hell, and the people that run the panel still recognize me to this day. Like, they talk about me at other panels.
They do.
At
I've been to some of their
other
panels.
Cons. And my legacy basically lived on with them. So when I ended up going to IckyCon this year, they had the panel again. So I go and sit down in like the first couple of rows. They're getting all set up, and I hear other people walking around saying, oh yeah, like last year there's this one guy named Devin, he was doing all this, like basically talking about it, right? And I go and turn around and look at them, and they just go,
it's the guy!
It's him! It's him! Lisa Nagaib! Anyway, so like, then the people running the panel see that I'm there, and they're like, oh no.
Literally hit the, aw shit.
Like, obviously, I ended up going and competing again. I did end up winning this time. The people that I chose, round 1, I went with Astarion from Baldur's Gate. You know, I try to keep it, like, pretty simple at first, and then I ramp it up. Second round, I did the Grinch. Oh. Specifically the Jim Carrey version.
The best Grinch.
Yeah. Round 3, though. Ooh.
What did you do?
You know, obviously, how's your chance? If you're under the age of 18, which I hope you're not.
Better not be.
Hope you have your parents' permission for this, or a responsible adult. My round 3 pick. You know the caterpillar from Bug's Life?
Oh, I heard about it.
No.
That, but the fleshlight.
No!
So, like,
I forgot that exists.
So, like, if any of y'all in chat are wondering, what in the hell are you talking about? Just hop on YouTube real quick and type in Bug's Life Caterpillar Flesh. It'll probably be the first one that pops up in the feed. And it's a guy who just makes a bunch of really stupid themed flashlights.
Isn't he the same one that did the KFC chicken bucket one?
Yeah, he's the one who also did the Mater Baiter, the one that's toe
Oh
Mater that
God,
has teeth.
no!
Yeah, so like I argued for that and I won.
How?
I don't know.
How?
Yeah, like anyway, like the topic that
How
we were
do
talking
you
about
know?
before, like the cosplay people trying to hit on me and shit, right? So during this panel, there was a chick in front, like in the row directly ahead of me. I'm sitting next to my literal girlfriend, right? And she's sitting next to her literal boyfriend in the row ahead of us. She's dressed as I can't remember her name, the chick from Kill la Kill.
One. Like the main
main
character?
Yeah.
Red.
Oh,
Why can't I remember the name?
oh my God.
Look it up.
Oh, how do I not remember this? What was her name? It's not Satsuki because that's her sister. It starts with an A. Oh my God. No, Kill la Kill, not Akame ga Kill.
I know I accidentally hit.
I can't
Arthur
remember it. Like I would have been able to tell you.
Ryuko.
Yeah, Ryuko.
Yeah, Ryuko. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she was dressed as
Syrian.
that. Obviously drunk off her ass. Tries to hit on me in front of her boyfriend and my girlfriend. I'm like, that's wild.
That's wild.
Like, have some class, but
Dude, I'm telling you, drunk people at cons, I would know from experience myself.
I mean, I did just
We're
go and look
wild.
her dead in the eye, walk over behind her, and then just give my own girlfriend a fat, juicy kiss on the lips. But like,
Nice.
still, the people at cons, bro, no
Dude.
chill.
See, at least when I'm drunk
I would know.
at cons, I have some class.
Hey, man, people at cons are wild,
Yeah.
and like, I tried going down that route once. It didn't end very well.
That's because you're never with the right people.
I've never been on that route with you on a con. Okay.
You can ask Mark and Devin anytime they ever see me at cons because they just, to them, I just dematerialize from existence. Anytime they finally find me, I am just hung over off my ass. I am like a walking corpse.
That is true. Yeah, like, point of the story is, I am just cosplay women bait, honestly. That's just kind of a common theme with every single thing that I go to.
It's your vibe, you know?
I
It-
just
it
attract
has-
a type, bro. Most will ruin my life.
Probably.
That's why I avoid it. As I go and date another cosplayer. But, like, this one is chill. I met them at Renfest, so it's like a good middle ground. So I stole them from Cosplay Club and brought them here. I don't date within Aggie-Sama. I've seen that end poorly too many times. I'm not dumb enough for that. Anywho, so back to Death Battle.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the death battle.
Iono Koji and Kira.
I just don't about Iono Koji.
That's the thing. No one does.
Oh, great.
I
So.
was like, have any of us actually watched Classroom of the Elite?
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay.
I am up to date with it.
Okay, so
the
talk
anime.
to me about this dude.
So this dude, he's a background manipulator of everything that's going on. He's essentially Sid from Eminence in the Shadow, but smart. So
So-
he's running everything in the background. He doesn't have as big of an ego, as you can never see any ego, as you can never see any emotions on his face whatsoever.
So he's basically just emotionless Light Yagami.
Yes, but because he's running everything from the background, you never really know his full potential because it's like he's not trying to show anyone.
He's just Gaslight Gate girl boss.
Yeah, like
Master manipulator.
he's a master manipulator. Really, it's tough to gauge because he never has like we don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
We just know that he's done everything he's needed to achieve so far.
No, I'm willing to say Iono Koji just to piss off the Death Note fans.
I mean, spoiler warning. Can I spoiler warning? I mean, it's like the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
Spoiler warning.
Well, we're about to do spoiler warning, so you have about 5 seconds from now to go and mute the stream before he goes and says this.
4,
I will give you a
3,
thumbs up when we are no
sucks.
longer talking about spoilers. So there you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Kira loses. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't win.
bro.
Like he's smart or whatever,
I
but
warned
he
you
loses.
about those stairs, man. And the fact that of all things that did him in, it was stairs. A thing of stairs. Literally, like, this dude has, like, he is the biggest serial killer in the world's existence, and he dies to falling down stairs.
That one boss from Borderlands, the pre-sequel, where he goes and does the whole opening sequence every time a boss shows up, and then he just trips down the stairs, breaks his neck, and dies, so you don't even do the boss fight.
That's literally what happened in the anime. He got caught, he tries to escape, and he breaks his neck falling downstairs.
I mean, like, not just that. Like, he gets caught because
Yeah.
he's smart, but he wasn't
got
smart enough.
caught.
Because don't they bring in, like, other
Yeah, they take in
Shenanigans and whatnot?
they take in. They do bring in other people, but he gets caught because L kind of left a lineage, and that lineage is what found him. So, like,
We just talk about how his lineage was literally nowhere near as good as he ever would have been if he had more time.
I didn't really.
What
like
was
how
the
it
dude's
ended,
name?
but
Nero?
It was Hero and M, I think.
Yeah,
And,
no,
like,
they sucked. I hated them.
Yeah, it wasn't the best end to a show, I think, but
It was not.
there were other good parts of the show, so I think it's fine.
Everything but the ending after, like, everything before L died was great.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're watching
For the
Darling
most
in the
part.
Franxx and you just stop at episode 13.
See, I stopped at episode 19.
I like Darling in the Franxx ending more than I like Death Note's ending. Well, the third half of, not third half, the end third of Death Note. I like.
I mean, Darling in the Franxx is just a sex metaphor. That's the
It's
show.
So, okay,
That's
here's the problem with Darling in the Franxx.
The manga also has a completely different ending. You know that, right?
Because the manga came out after the anime.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because, so here's the thing with Darling in the Franxx. This is coming from your resident mecha-obsessed nerd, as well as we also have Mark, who's
They
also
also
the same.
put like little
But-
just tits on page, so like be warned if you're gonna read it.
yeah. I
it,
watched.
it tried way too hard to recreate Evangelion. Way too hard. They wanted to have Evangelion number 2, and they just went way too far into the creepy pedo shit, and it just did not work. And then, of course, they had to make it about space because it's Trigger, and if they don't touch space at least once in a show, they, like, I don't know, self-combust. It just got way too weird.
I'm gonna go to space. Why? Because I made a pinky promise.
It,
Oh, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't. It did not make sense.
Why? Because Trigger. Oh, that makes sense. No.
I was like, I genuinely cannot think of anything Trigger has ever made that has
Dungeon Meshi.
not.
Dungeon Meshi. They're not going to space.
How do you know that
They're
Dungeon
human.
Meshi's not over yet?
They're not going.
What if they're
Dude.
already in space, bro?
Dude, no, I'm telling you right now, knowing Trigger, they are going to find a way to make it in space, and for all we know, they're in a simulation on a moon base. Because Trigger is that obsessed with space.
Kisniver. Someone also didn't have space.
I
It's very
forgot
few,
Trigger
but,
did that.
yeah.
Did they not ever go to space? Was there nothing about space in
Never
Kisniver?
went to space in Kisniver.
Did they ever like heavily reference the moon or anything like that?
Space ties in Kisniver. Everything's in a cultivated.
I'm about to look
city.
this up. I cannot believe that.
You have an
Trigger was-
argument with Dynazenon if you. Well, you have an argument with Gridman if you connect it to Dynazenon.
No, absolutely, I do. Also, the multiple times where like they completely break the sky to full just blackness of space.
That's only in Dynazenon, though. I haven't seen Universe.
And on the topic of Trigger, like, have any of y'all watched the Star Wars Visions episodes?
I
very
have.
good.
I can't tell you which one was Trigger though.
There were two.
There was
Trigger
two, yes.
episodes.
Oh,
Okay, so the first one was the obvious Trigger art style, right? It was the twins.
oh yeah.
Oh, wait,
Like-
so Gary just said they had a star on their wrist in Kisnaiver, and that's close enough to space. So Kisnaiver
It's like
went
a
to
lightning
space.
bolt. It doesn't even look like a star.
Screw you, space.
Anyway, yeah, so like the first episode that was Trigger was obviously the one that was their stereotypical iconic style with the twins. The second one was
It was the band one, right?
No. The second one
band
was when the Jedi Master and his Padawan went to go kill the old guy on the mountain, like the Sith old guy.
Right.
That was trick.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
That was a Trigger episode. Wait, what studio was it that did the band?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I didn't really.
I
like
just
that.
remember.
No, it sucked.
I just
It
remember
was not a good
watching
episode.
that Old Man on the Mountain episode, and I was like, "This is sick as fuck." And then the credits roll, it says Trigger, and I was like, "Trigger did that?"
I showed
Because
that
it
at my
doesn't
school
look like
in
Studio
our
Trigger.
nerd club.
That was really
it was
good.
Such a good episode too.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend Star Wars Visions. There's some that kind of just suck, and I didn't really like too much, but a lot of them
Can
are
we
really
just
good.
talk about how the Ronin episode was literally the best Star Wars media that's came out recently? It was so good. Lightsaber umbrella. That was cool.
I want them to do more with that. Like, give us an extended universe of the good episodes.
Yeah. Also, just the twins was the most peak Studio Trigger bullshit ever. It was so good. It was so absurd.
That episode makes so much more sense, it being Trigger.
Oh, yeah, no. Because like, how did you not realize that was Trigger?
I didn't know what Trigger was at that point. I'm a COVID animator.
Right. Okay, because no, that episode literally is just like, hey, how can we do like a freaking, what was the name of the movie they recently did? The Fire movie.
Oh.
What was the name of that movie?
Was that like
It was...
Progeny or something?
Yeah. Oh, Promare.
Promare.
It was like, hey, how do we cram Promare and Gurren Lagann into Star Wars? And then they made the twins.
Also, you can breathe in the vacuum of space. Anyway,
Well, actually, according to the new canon, Princess Leia was able to do it. I hate the new movies so much.
It doesn't exist.
So bad.
I don't know.
man,
you're
I just
debating
hold
me.
out hope at the whole thing from Star Wars Rebels where the timeline split with Ahsoka. They literally just did that so
Ahsoka
they-
was pretty good.
I would say
wasn't
Ahsoka
great.
gets a lot of hate. It's not as bad as people are saying.
It wasn't great, but
Look,
I liked it.
I
enjoyed
don't
it.
care about the Ahsoka show. I only like that one part when Anakin does like the whole shrug thing as he's walking through the
Yeah.
darkness and like the fog, and you see that little flash of Vader. Sick as fuck.
Yeah, no, it was really great. And the fact that they actually brought back Hayden Christensen for it,
Oh yeah.
oh, I was so happy. I've yet to watch Andor or Kenobi.
I need to watch Andor. Kenobi, you don't need to watch Kenobi.
Is it bad?
It's filler essentially. Like,
But so
yeah,
what I've
Kenobi.
heard is that Kenobi is one of, if not the best piece of Star Wars media that's came out in recent times.
See,
I've heard
everything-
it's
It's kind
amazing.
of filler, but it is good in my opinion.
I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I hear is
No, I'm
really
talking
good
about
is
Andor.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
Sorry, you said
Yeah.
Kenobi on.
No, sorry, I meant
My bad.
Andor. I've heard that it's legitimately one of the best
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
of Star Wars media recently.
I need to watch it. But
Also, seasons 1 and kind of 2 of The Mandalorian were really good.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
past that kind of sucks. It was good when it was just a space western.
Yeah.
well, they're
they-
trying
I-
to tie it to everything now.
And then I'm
it's
kind of
just-
upset that Book of Boba Fett just turned into Mandalorian Season 2.5.
It was always gonna be that.
Yeah, but like I loved the first half of it when it legitimately was just explaining, hey, this is how he went from Sarlacc pit to, when you met him in Mandalorian. And then it just became save the baby.
The baby?
I mean,
Turn into a convertible.
they have to connect everything now, or else it's not like people won't have to watch it. you
Yeah,
know?
because Marvel screwed everything for everyone.
Disney Plus did.
Yeah.
It was not Marvel. It was Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney got a hold of it.
Who do you think's the reason why Marvel's screwed up?
No, it's Disney Plus is making them produce so much more content that they can't communicate with each other to actually have decent connecting content. It's
So anyways, yeah, Disney's ruining everything.
Yeah, like even with new Marvel stuff, I don't watch any of it unless it's pretty much just Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I'm the same. I'm literally
I
the
don't
same
give a
way.
shit about anything else anymore. I finished my entire saga, the stuff I grew up with, watched Endgame, I was like, all right, cool. Unless it's a Spider-Man movie or Deadpool, I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
have you not
literally.
seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet?
That's the only other thing that I care about.
That's the only other thing that
I was like, if it's not Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not watching it.
I think I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna watch it because it's Guardians of the Galaxy, right? But like Spider-Man, I actually give a shit about.
Yes. No, like I refuse to watch any of the shows because I'm so sick and tired of the oversaturation of Marvel content. I'm not going to watch Loki. I still have never seen any of the Ant-Man movies. I'm not going to watch I don't care about Moon Knight. I don't care about any of that. I don't care. I'm so tired of every year has to have 3 new Marvel things out.
I will watch Deadpool 3, though.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, see, that's like literally, if it's not Guardians of the Galaxy, Deadpool, or Spider-Man, I'm not watching it.
Like,
I think Deadpool 3.
Like, obviously, they're bringing in the TVA from the Loki series. I haven't watched the Loki series. I may watch it a little bit just to...
I don't care.
Get some
to even watch
background on what the TVA even is. Supposedly, they're like the timeline cleaners or whatever the hell.
Yeah, just get someone to explain it to you. It's not.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just watch a video essay.
Like the whole thing with Deadpool 3, they're just pulling him in. He's like, I'm Marvel Jesus.
I am Marvel Jesus.
Because he's going and fixing the timelines and seeing that one big open area where he's like fighting enemies and you see the 20th Century Fox logo just crumble and broken in the background. I find that kind of fucking hilarious.
No, I saw the clip of where he's literally like capping freaking like Green Lantern Ryan in the back of the head. He's like, nope, we're not doing that.
That was from the end of Deadpool 2.
Yeah, that was Deadpool 2.
Yeah, he goes on a sequence because he ends up getting his name.
What was it? Who let him do that? Shoot.
It's the guy who plays Thanos.
Yeah. Cable.
Yeah. He stole Cable's little time travel thing and just started going around to different timelines. Like he went back to X-Men Origins Wolverine and unloaded like 3 magazines into that Deadpool and was like, don't mind me, just cleaning up the timelines. And then it shows Ryan Reynolds accepting the script of Green Lantern like, oh, it's beautiful, and then get his brains blown out on the script. And he's like, you'll thank me later.
I love how self-aware Ryan Reynolds is.
Ryan Reynolds just plays himself in every role.
He does, and it's great. I love him. He's like, it's the same thing that, what's his name? Freaking Old Spice dude. He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, Terry?
Terry Crews, yes. Terry Crews just plays himself in everything he does, and it's great because Terry Crews is just a lovable person.
Terry Crews, Jim Carrey.
Shaq just plays himself in everything.
Well, Shaq is just Shaq.
It's just Shaq.
Yeah, like
Danny DeVito.
I can't wait to watch Deadpool 3, bro. I'm so ready for it. I can watch the first movie and I can quote the entire movie as it's playing.
Yeah,
because that's just how much I've seen it.
You know, actually, on the topic of Danny DeVito, did you see the thing about the One Piece live-action actors demanding to get Danny DeVito for season 2?
Oh, I think so.
To play who?
I don't remember who they wanted him to play. Let me look it up. I remember I saw an article where all of the live-action cast are like, we want Danny.
Oh, well, I don't think it's to play anyone, because, like, so Aki Godoy and Jacob something, they play Usopp and Luffy. They were just watching, they were at the screening for the Avatar show that was coming out, and they were just like, who do you want in the next season of One Piece? And they were just joking and said, we want Danny DeVito.
But he would do so
good. They had
good.
no clue, like, what he should be. But because of that, like, people are just bandwagoning it.
It would tell me that Danny DeVito would not be the perfect person to actually play a One Piece character.
He would be. I don't think season 2 is a spot for him to play a good
because
character.
I haven't finished the live action. I don't know where they've ended off.
They ended right before going to Logtown. So, like, right before Smoker. And
okay.
This means nothing to me.
So
before they go to the Grand Line.
Okay, so they're past where I'm at in the anime right now. I need to actually sit down and watch more. Because I think where I left off, we already have the whole crew.
Oh, so you finished Arlong Park?
Yeah, I finished Arlong Park.
Okay, well then that's where they finished.
Oh, okay.
It's a little different than the anime though.
Yeah.
Like because Garp is there.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I've already gotten past the whole Sanji arc and everything.
Yeah, you got Barate and then you have Arlong Park, which is with Nami.
Yeah, I've already passed Arlong Park. I need to watch more One Piece.
You should read
One Piece. Your funny word, Magic Man.
Okay, so actually here, Mark, this is a great question for you. So for someone who's really baby in One Piece, I'm still really early in on it. And for anyone who wants to get into One Piece, would you recommend watching One Piece or reading One Piece?
Okay, you've got two options, I think. One, they're remaking all of One Piece. Decently paced, probably.
Why?
That's what I'm praying. Because Tio sucks.
Yeah.
Never watch the anime, except for like the first 50 episodes of the actual anime that's out right now.
Yeah.
Of One Piece. The pacing sucks, especially when they get farther out. Right now they're adapting less than a chapter an episode.
What?
And you can read the chapters in like 6-8 minutes.
Yeah.
So
How do you stretch a less than a chapter into 23 minutes?
Because
Flashbacks.
money. Not even just flashbacks. Like it's just they'll drag out scenes. There's this really stupid scene that was in Wano, which is where people got really mad that it was getting dragged out in the anime. There's someone that is holding essentially a bow and arrow to a character and is about to shoot the character, and some of that character's friends are like standing in the background and they're debating if they need to go and save that guy for 15 minutes.
I'm sorry. For how long?
15 minutes they debate that. One, the debate is never in the manga. Two, the dude is still holding the bow and arrow the entire 15 minutes.
So they're having an internal monologue with each other for 15 minutes on something that should be in the span of like 2 seconds.
It shouldn't happen. It's not in the manga.
So they literally added that just for the pure sake of we want to burn an entire episode.
Yes.
Because that's pretty much an entire episode. Because like the
anime caught
recap,
up with the manga, or?
they're like 30 chapters behind. But like,
which is pretty good considering how long this.
it's a weekly manga that really is like you get like 2 chapters every 3 weeks. So like, the anime is releasing more episodes in a year than chapters are being released in a year.
So they're padding out.
And they've been doing that since 1999. The manga's been coming out since 1997.
So they're having the same issue that Full Metal Alchemist had, but instead of just creating their own plot, they're just adding as much filler as possible.
Yes, but it's like in between episodes. Like Naruto's filler is bad, but you can skip it.
Yeah.
Because they're contained arcs.
But
One
it's
Piece
within episodes.
It's within actual canon stuff.
So there's going to be actual important stuff in sections of it, but the rest are all unnecessary.
Yeah, there's a fan edit, essentially, that's called One Piece.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, where it tries to cut all that out. You still can't, like, they drag out some scenes that you can't really edit to be better unless they just animated it to be, like, decently paced. So, like, even still, it's either read the manga or wait for the show to come out and then just watch that weekly. And, you know, that's going to be so much easier to keep up with that coming out over, like, the next 18 years than having to binge so many.
Over the next 18 years,
Yeah,
let's
but that's
go.
going to be good 18 years. This is what I've been wanting ever since I got caught up on the manga, was for them to release a reboot before it even ended. And then it happened. I was very hyped.
I hate the fact that the entire anime is being rebooted before it's even ended.
It needs to be, and it's not Tio that's rebooting it, so it should be good. Because Tio sucks.
But just think about it. The irony that this...
My bad.
Toei.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about the irony of this. This anime and this manga has not even finished yet, and it's already being rebooted.
It's definitely going to
That's like if they released
get
Trigun Stampede in the middle of Trigun's original run.
Yes. Yes.
Certified One Piece moment.
The irony of that just
But yeah.
never gets... All right. Anyways, yeah, Classroom of the Elite versus that bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, Light Yagami versus that dude. That dude.
I say
I'm
Ayano
going,
Koji.
yeah, Ayano Koji.
Yeah, okay, that dude. Whatever. I love the derails. I don't even know who these last two people are.
Oh, this is one we got links.
Who
So
are
that-
these?
So, one of them.
Can type their names to me in the Discord,
Oh, okay.
in our DMs, so I actually
I am looking at this one. Goku versus Ben Tennyson.
Goku versus Ben Tennyson. Well, considering one of the aliens he can morph into is literally God.
Did I miss that episode
Yeah,
or
wouldn't he
something?
be able to morph into a
Yeah,
Saiyan
dude.
as well?
What? Fuck. Oh my God, he could.
Because Saiyans are
Saiyans
aliens.
are aliens.
Now I
He could
understand why they
literally
gave
just-
this matchup.
Wait,
Yeah.
can he morph into any alien or only
Yes.
the aliens that are on his watch?
He can add more
No,
to the
he can
watch.
add more. He's added more.
It just, the
One
watch
of the
just
I haven't
aliens
seen a
he's-
lot of Ben 10.
One of the aliens
The
he's
watch
added
just
is
started
literally
with 10.
Alien God.
But would
'cause-
he be strong enough to go Super Saiyan?
Can turn into God, I would assume so. Because all of his aliens also have their Ultra Alien forms, which are basically just the equivalent of Super Saiyan.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, because the reason it's called Ben 10 is because I think when he got the Omnitrix,
He had the original 10.
It started with 10, so that's why it was called Ben 10, and then he
But
was,
in Ultra
collecting
Alien,
some
he
over
just kept
time.
getting more.
Yeah, so there's nothing saying he couldn't just copy a Saiyan, and if he ends up seeing that the Saiyans are going higher and higher,
Just
could
copy
he
that
not just
form?
copy that form?
Yeah. Because
I
would,
don't
that
know
point,
enough
it
about
would
Ben
just be
10.
the equivalent of an Ultra Alien. He can literally just become Goku. Get dunked on.
And even on that vein, I think we could technically go and talk about the whole Goku Black arc, where he did end up winning anyway. The only way I could see Goku winning at that point would just simply be because
Plot armor.
Well, not even plot armor. It's just because he knows his own body and how to use it.
No, yeah, for sure. It's literally just raw experience at that point.
Yeah, like battle experience with that type of power.
Yeah, Goku would be a better... so here's from Gary. Goku would be a better fighter, but Ben 10 would be physically stronger. And here's a really good point from Syrian Pop. Ben 10's aliens are supposed to be the absolute peak of their species. So when he copies an alien, he is copying the ideal specimen that it can generate of that species.
So is it going to be fucking Broly then?
Oh, no.
I
It's still Goku. I mean, wait. So I haven't seen GT. I've read the manga for all of Dragon Ball, all Dragon Ball Z, and all of Super. But GT is never in a manga form. Is Broly in GT?
Yeah,
'Cause I think
I
she's
just don't know
super.
with this one if they're
think
trying to
he
be
is.
super specific about Dragon Ball GT. But even then, if we're talking about the peak of the species, Broly does still exist.
I'm assuming it would just be a perfect blend of...
Because
both
isn't
Broly
GT
and
basically just
Goku.
kind of going and recapping or redoing some of the stuff from Z? Am I thinking of that correctly? Wait, no,
I don't-
that's
It's
Dragon
a
Ball Z
movie.
Kai.
Yeah, you're thinking
Yeah.
of Z-Kai.
GT is I think it's a movie.
No, it's a full series, and it's something we like to forget exists. Yeah, Sky just said, okay, GT is different. It's not canon from Gary.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I have no clue what's going on in GT.
Yeah, GT was that bad. They made it decanon. They decanonized the entire series.
Well, whatever the case, even within canon universe, they did bring Broly in, and Broly is supposed to be the peak of the species because he's the legendary Saiyan or whatever the hell they call it. And considering it needed the fusion of Super Saiyan Blue from both Goku and Vegeta to even be able to do jack shit.
So yeah, he would literally just become Broly, but better Broly.
God, that's kind of terrifying to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, dude, get mollywopped by a 10-year-old in a god's body. It's literally just better Shazam at that point.
Yeah, honestly, I would think I'd have to give this one to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have to
Like,
give it
the
to Ben
only way
Venison.
they would have to be able to defeat him is just outsmart him, because as strong as he'd be, you are fighting a child.
I guess the only potential thing that Goku could end up whipping out is if we are considering Super and all that as well, is Ultra Instinct, because it's not just a power, it is a learned technique.
Yeah.
That is probably the only thing he could potentially use to have any sort of chance. Because I know with Broly, it's just raw power.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Ultra Instinct, that just essentially lets him dodge. So unless he can get hit in, he's just dodging the whole time.
A really good point.
Yeah, would have to dodge well enough, but like at that point, the whole thing with Ultra Instinct is being able to dodge in the most efficient way possible, so that at that point you're kind of just outlasting your opponent.
That's true.
Kind of like the whole thing with he ends up staying in Super Saiyan 1 for most fights, rather than going up to 2 or 3, just because it's more energy efficient.
Yeah,
because he can just train 1 high enough to where he can just maintain it basically forever.
I guess. Yeah.
Right, so JD just posted a point. Here's the thing. Ben 10 doesn't pull punches at all.
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing any of the slow ramp up. He's going to be, I'm going to rock your shit.
Yeah, no, I cannot think of any instance where he's ever pulled a punch or, like, ramped. Like, it's just, thunk, down, done. My God, we finally found someone that can beat Goku.
That's not a gag character.
Yeah, that's not a gag character. We finally found someone that legitimately probably could. So JD says Goku loses if he doesn't start with Ui. Ultra Instinct. Yeah. I was like, Ui, who the fuck is Ui? Oh, Ultra Instinct, yeah.
Yeah, if Goku doesn't start off with giving literally everything he has, he's probably going to get his shit.
No,
that has never happened once in Dragon Ball.
Even in the manga at this point, hasn't Frieza gotten some new form that was able to kind of deck both Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta?
The manga and the anime right now kind of differ. There was a Frieza that showed up, but like the manga and the anime, they get like certain things that they have to get to, and then they figure out a way to get there. Because like it's not written by, but the dude that originally made Dragon Ball. He just gives plot points and gives it to both the anime and the manga. So like,
Tomino?
Yeah, they're just doesn't write any of it anymore. He just gives plot points.
He's like, I want these things to happen. Make it happen.
Yeah, so like they find their own way to get there. One of them might throw Frieza in there. One of them might not, and one might just go on a like different path that wasn't even in the plot points.
Toriyama, yes. Sorry, not Tomino.
Yeah, I just know that I stopped watching after the Tournament of Power. If there's even anything more past that, I don't know. I haven't cared.
JD, I'm sorry.
In the manga, Frieza really hasn't
I am tripping.
In Dragon Ball since Dragon Ball Z. He showed up in one form once.
Sky, I'm sleep deprived. I'm sorry.
Other than that, he hasn't done anything. So, like, I know Super in the anime keeps bringing him back in, like, gold form and, like, all this stuff. He hasn't really even shown up in Super.
Or All right, it's looking like we are going to have to wrap up soon, so. Yeah, we've almost been here for 2 hours.
We haven't even got through the entire list because we keep getting sidetracked. That's the wonderful part.
We didn't even get halfway through the list. Bro.
So, all right, I guess the last thing I can bring up. Last final fight.
Okay, let's do the last final fight.
Yeah.
Sage versus 12 fifth graders.
Oh, God. All right, so for anyone tuning in that doesn't know who Sage is our event coordinator. Sage is a big dude. And I'm not saying big like husky. I mean like he's buff. He's a big dude. He's also batshit insane.
The gym like 12 to 14 hours a week or some shit like
that.
I
think if we're going off of like last week, I think he went there almost like 16 to 18 hours.
He goes every single day and he does boxing, right?
Yeah, no, like, dude's built.
12 fifth graders.
I think if they're just, your average.
Wait, where's Garrett? I know you were watching. Are you still here, Garrett? What do you think, man? What do you think, Gare Bear?
Wow.
He's like 12 fifth graders. See, that's depending. What type of 12th graders are we talking? Or not 12th graders, fifth graders.
If they're your average fifth graders, I think he wins. Like,
the
only thing that they could get on him is if they, like, somehow
swarm him at the same time?
Yeah, if they could somehow get height and dogpile on him, I think they could restrict his movement. But, like, if they don't do that, and I don't think he'd let them even get close to that, before just like wiping them out.
Okay, because like, look, here's the thing. I think he decks the shit out of one of the kids.
Like
right?
if one jumps up, they're going flying.
No, so
and then all the rest of them are gonna realize, shit, we can't go one at a time, and then they're just gonna dogpile them like all at the same time.
Here's something Syrian just said. Syrian Pop said, "No diff. You could use the 5th graders as a shielded weapon." So I'm just imagining in my head right now him picking one up by like the shirt or hoodie, using it as a shield, and picking up another one by the foot and just using them as a bat.
He just grabs 2 and he's like Spinjitzu or something.
Spinjitzu?
Ninja, go! I should have been the Green Ninja. Anyway.
Absolutely, Kai should have been the Green Ninja. Lloyd is overrated as hell.
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Dad. No, it's Lloyd.
No, it's Lloyd. I named you. You ruined my life. How? I wasn't even there.
I could have ruined your life. I wasn't even there.
That was such a good movie.
All of those movies until Lego Movie 2 were just fantastic.
I haven't watched Lego Movie 2 yet because I don't want to ruin it for myself.
It's not bad, but it's not good, you know?
Okay,
so
that is a flashing light. Anyway, so like, are we basically keeping faith in our event coordinator?
I think he wiped them out, unless you've got a football team of 5th graders, because some of those people are
pee-wee football
jacked, you know. Not just
I've
that,
seen
but
some
like
pretty big 5th graders.
There's some big 5th graders. If you're picking
Yeah.
the best of the best 5th graders, he loses. But if you pick,
I'm just saying
if you go average,
one good rack to the balls would probably floor him.
I don't know if that'd floor him. Well, it would with the
Yeah. Like if
with
you
the,
had
like,
to like full
tough ones.
force like punch or just like headbutt him in the crotch, that might be the only thing that could probably take him out. Unless if you actually just used like weapons at that point. Like if they took a pencil to the neck. But I don't want to conspire.
We're not
our
no weapons.
Yeah, no weapon. Yeah, I was like, if they get a good rack to the balls or somehow manage to like knock him out with a head blow, like I'm agreeing with Syrian that he's gonna use a freaking 5th grader as a weapon against the other 5th graders. He's gonna pick one up.
Imagine.
Oh,
Games.
Gary just said Sage can space out a 5th grader. Range matters a lot during endurance. He has a longer reach and more endurance to get away to be able to create distance.
Okay, but imagine if like 4 of them swarm at the same time and just go straight for the legs.
Dude, I'm telling you, aim for the knees. It always
what
works.
I'm guessing, they go around his waist and like try to restrict him there, unless they can get some height to restrict his arm movements. Like he can just knock him out.
No,
while they're
absolutely.
there.
He's gonna be swatting them like flies.
Yeah, so like unless they can get height, he wins.
So we're gonna say in faith in our own event coordinator, and so he doesn't appear at my bedside tonight and murders me. Sage would win.
Sounds like
Sage, please don't kill me.
Now hear me out. Games.
Yeah.
Unlimited games.
Okay.
But no games.
Okay.
Or
All right. Bacon.
bacon.
Unlimited bacon. But no games.
Games, but no games. Or bacon, but no games. Mark?
Gotta go games, but no games.
Yeah, I think I'm actually on the same train of thought here. Games, but no games. Isn't that literally just Xbox Game Pass?
Oh my God, we finally figured out what Game Pass is. It's just games, but no games.
Like you have unlimited games, but you don't own games.
But you don't own games. That's games, but no games.
It's just Game Pass.
Oh my God, we cracked the code. We figured out Bill Gates' code.
It was ahead of its time. Games, but no games. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks.
We finally figured out the answer to the question.
So long I can't English anymore.
The answer is games, but no games. That's it all. I got nothing else to say. I can't top that. And with that, I think we are going to put a close to our very first episode of SamaCast. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Does my fellow officers have anything they'd like to say before we close it out?
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
But it hasn't been real good.
But yeah, so like, I hope y'all enjoyed it, hearing us going on our little tangents and whatnot. if you'd like to hear any other potential topics of discussion and whatnot, feel free to let us know. We have a ticket system. We have the officers. If you want to hear us talk about some stupid shit, give us some stupid shit to talk about. If you want to hear more common stuff, or if you want to see us play games or something like that, feel free to hit us up with that too. I'm pretty sure we could bring some board games or card games in here and then do some stupid shit like that.
Or
like an overhead.
Or if you wanted to do video games, we can do a virtual stream for a day.
And there's a media room here too.
We have a media room. We have, of course, the podcast studio with these fancy cameras and lights and everything. We have a lot of stuff we can do. So please give us your suggestions. Let us know what you want to see. And yeah.
And as long as it doesn't violate university rules and regulations, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay with it.
Please don't get us reported. But that's all. That is going to be the close and the end. Samacast episode 1. Make sure follow us on Twitch if you want to keep up to date with everything we're doing. Join the Discord for any other updates. Follow us on our socials to keep up with our meetings. And stay frosty, my friends.
Mwah.